I'm Brian Lilley. I'm out here on the Rideau Canal. I've taken my parka off finally because it's warmed up to, about the freezing mark. Today marks the 55th consecutive day that the world's longest skating rink has been open. This thing stretches for 7.8 kilometers behind me. It's the world's longest skating rink. It is a fantastic place to be, and since January 10th, when it opened this year, it hasn't shut down. That's a record. I've lived in Ottawa for a long time, and even when the canal opens for skating in December or early January, it always shuts down for a day or two because it gets warm, but not this year. Not this year. This is getting disturbing because I was promised global warming. Instead, we've had a deep freeze. Let's face it, February was frigid. In fact, it was the coldest February on record here in the nation's capital. They've never recorded temperatures so low, 7 to 9 degrees lower on average each and every day in February than normal. In Montreal, it's the coldest February since 1879, and in Toronto, well, they haven't had a February this cold in quite some time. It's the first time in 75 years that the temperature didn't go above the freezing mark. Like I said, I thought we were promised global warming. But instead of temperatures rising, well, other things are. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the head of the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, Raj Pachari. I hope I'm saying his name right because the man is facing criminal charges, and that's why he's had to resign as head of the United Nations body on climate change. Mr. Pachari, you see, is accused by not one, not two, but at least 3 women of sexual harassment. According to court documents filed in an Indian courtroom, he's been accused of unwanted touch, kissing, groping, steamy text messages, emails, and different mobile applications he was using to send poems and love notes to women that were much younger than him and didn't want the advances of the 74-year-old. So, have you heard about this? Has this been widely reported? Probably not. It's gotten some attention in some of the international media, not much attention here in Canada, which is odd because when the IPCC says that we've got to change our entire way of life, well, that's a body worth paying attention to. But when the head of the body that wants us to change how the world functions, when he's charged with, not just alleged, he's charged, he's facing charges. Well, when he's charged with sexual harassment, the media goes silent. It's kind of like how they go silent on that paragraph at the back of the IPCC report that says there hasn't really been warming of any significant amount since the 1990s. See, it's not just crazy people like myself or Dr. Tim Ball or others who are deemed climate skeptics or climate deniers that say there hasn't been warming since the 90s. It's the IPCC themselves. But yet we're sold the issue of global warming. We're told it's still happening. Well, it's not happening, but the charges against Mr. Pachari are. Mark Stein has referred to him as he of the wandering hockey stick, an allusion to the famous graph that claimed temperatures were going up and rising like a hockey stick. Well, it turns out temperatures aren't rising, but some other unwanted things are. You deserve to hear about that because you deserve the truth.